We are with Monika. Her professional title is Trauma Release and Breathwork Facilitator. She is a coach and an author. Monika is the founder of Full Spectrum Breathing and the author of Breathe Through Menopause, a book about natural relief from menopause symptoms. Statistics suggest that millions of people worldwide suffer from symptoms and deficits of dysfunctional breathing habits, triggering chronic flight and fright responses.
So this talk is not just about menopause, because menopause is not a medical condition. It's really a situation where stress creates a lot of uncomfortable symptoms of imbalance. Stress is something we all experience, so this really works for everyone. So I would like to point at this famous trinity, body, mind, and spirit. And when body, mind, and spirit merge, then that's it. We have this access to nature's intelligence that Jyoti talked about earlier. We have access to inspiration and presence. So body we're pretty familiar with. Most people relate to the body as a mechanical mechanism where different parts work together as a mechanical system and where it feels solid and dense. But actually, as I started to work with breathing, I started to feel more and more that it's like an instrument, like a field of resonance that I can tap into, get answers really fast and change things really fast. So then the mind is the next part. We have the conscious and we have the subconscious parts. We have the group conscious and the transpersonal realms. So the mind is something that we can really open up to on many different levels. And breath allows us to connect to it as a witnessing entity that becomes our mindfulness. And then spirit, the third part, is something for the majority of people related to religion or religious concepts. But when we look at the word breath, in most ancient languages, it's the same one as spirit. Breath is that ability to bring spirit into the body, into our embodiment. When we bring together the mind, bring the mindfulness to the body with the breath, with conscious breath, this is that trinity that we really have incredible potential to create, to explore, to heal with. Breath is really that bridge between mind and body. And it's linked to all our autonomic functions. Everything that the body is automatically processing or doing is linked to breath. Our heart rate, our brain functions, our hormone balance, our brain chemistry, the blood pressure, everything links to breath. And it doesn't just link to breath, but breath also links to it. So it's a two-way street. So through breath, we can actually alter anything in our experience, in our perception, in our body. So breath really gives us access to alter whatever happens in the subconscious programs, in the cells of our body. It allows us to explore expanded states of being. So we can really adjust the way we perceive things. When you have a day and you wake up and you're kind of feeling down and low on energy, you don't perceive the world in the same way as if you wake up and suddenly you feel like, oh, wow, this is a beautiful day. I want to go out. I want to do things. So our perception is very much responsible for how we experience the world, how we experience ourselves, how we experience the people around us. And breath helps us to change the perception, to really come into a fresh view of the world. Breath connects us with life force energy. Our first breath we take at birth. So an inhale is really like a birth. And each inhale is a birth to a new perspective, to something that we haven't experienced yet. And an exhale, the last one we take is at death. So this is where we're letting go, where we're really closing a door and opening to something else. The way we breathe is the way we live. And if we want to change immediately how we feel, breath is the key. It's really the remote control to our nervous system. It's the remote control to our internal processes, the way we see the world. So what happens when we are going through childhood and we disconnect from this life force? We stop breathing. It's a sense of separation. It's where we then develop protective strategies, where we feel we need to protect ourselves from the world. And so through breath, what we explore is that reconnection to ourselves, that reconnection to these parts that have built this layer of protection around them. And so we basically bring back these parts that felt separate or that separated at some stage. We bring it back together into this oneness, and we start to really bring everything back on board. So trauma is an opportunity. It's like this golden nugget where we can really find the pieces that we are missing, that we're looking for outside, that we're looking for in the world or in other people, and really find that in ourselves. And conscious breathing is the most beautiful way to do it. It's the most immediate way to get in touch with it, in my experience. We will obviously do a practice, so we really have a direct experience of it. But I want to talk about menopause because it's something that isn't addressed in ways that it could. Often it's treated as a medical condition, but actually it's a restructuring of our brain, of our capacity to be. And so it's basically the biggest restructuring that we experience apart from puberty and pregnancy. So think of it as a deep cleaning process. During puberty, hormonal changes prepare us for looking after family and for finding a partner, to become more accommodating, and to be really interested in this ability to actually look after a small unit. And then menopause becomes that hormonal change where we become more interested in self-care and community. So where we move away from that little unit into a much broader perspective. So nature is really priming us in this phase of perimenopause to become the wisdom keepers of our tribe. As the brain restructures during perimenopause, the body attempts to clear old traumas and calibrate the neurological system for a new phase and purpose in life. And this requires energy. It increases the stress levels because our system is really busy doing something that basically draws our attention to what needs to be resolved, what needs to be integrated, what needs to be loved, where we need to bring more kindness towards ourselves. During menopause, it's really important to learn to care for ourselves more and to really tune in with what our body needs, what we need. And breath is this natural tool with which we can self-regulate, self-heal, and get access to a much broader perspective. And I've written a book about it called Breathe Through Menopause, and I will share the link later. And this book unveils the secret to thriving with menopause. So not looking at it as like, oh my God, from now on everything goes downhill, best years are over, but as an opportunity to come into a whole new way of living, be a channel for this wisdom that we've created in our own life, in our personal life, and bring that to the broader community, to bring that to all those around us. And so this is not just a journey to relieve our symptoms or to figure out how we adjust our lifestyle. It's an invitation from nature to really step into a much broader purpose, into a new purpose, into a new way of being. So if you would like, we will do a practice now. I'll be playing music and I'll be guiding you through this breath experience. And since we are talking to our subconscious when we're moving through our body, when we're going into that internal space, I would like to ask you to think of an intention or to feel into an intention that really speaks to you right now. So is there any part of your body, any relationship or any challenge that you would like to make peace with? And if you would like to share this in the chat, then that will be great. And intentions are different from goals. They initiate action, but they don't determine the outcome. They don't determine how the process unfolds and what it looks like. Just what the vision is, the greater vision. Intentions also shape what and how we perceive, and they give a direction for our focus, for our energy. Okay, anybody else wants to share? You can just put one word or one organ or one part of your body, or just say relationship or whatever it is you want to bring peace to or you want to make peace with. Wow, making peace with my fear, that's a really beautiful one, because every contraction, everything we back off from, everything we try to protect ourselves from is all linked to fear. And it really boils down to the choice, love or fear. That's the two choices we have. Thank you everyone for sharing. So get yourself comfortable, and you can be sitting up or you can be lying down. You can close your eyes. And make sure that your spine is straight. So Jyoti and Kat were really pointing at the importance of the spine as this pillar that supports us, that allows the energy to flow through. So find a posture that really resembles that. You can close your eyes and just connect to your breath. Breathe in and out through your nostrils for now. Notice where you're feeling your breath. Notice where your body is responding to it, where there's movement. And turn your intention inward into your inner landscape. And then start to release the exhale through your mouth. With a sigh. And the sigh is a really magical tool. It lets our nervous system know that we're safe. And so is a yawn. Nobody is yawning when they're running away from a tiger. Yeah, beautiful. I see some of you yawning. Really allow that. Let this happen where the base of your skull is widening, creating a wider, broader pathway for this breath to move into your body. The brain to connect through all the neural pathways with your body, with your senses. And just notice the quality of your inhale. Can you really open up fully to the inhale? Can you allow it to deepen? The inhale relates to that ability to receive, to connect. And notice the quality of your exhale. When you release, are you controlling it? Are you using your abdominal muscles to squeeze out the breath? Or are you relaxed, simply letting it go without holding on to anything, without holding back anything? Can you then let go of all the pauses between the breaths? Making it a circular, connected breath. Breathing in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Letting it smooth into each other, the inhale and the exhale. Letting these polarities, this duality meet, the active and the passive coming together. And just noticing, are you holding anything in? Are you holding anything out? Where is that felt in your body? So allow the inhales to become even deeper, breathing down into your belly, using that diaphragm, your largest breathing muscle. As it moves down into the belly, it pushes out, it bulges the belly outward. And as you release, the diaphragm moves back, relaxes, pushing out the air out of your lungs. Your diaphragm is that breathing muscle that allows this life force energy to be received, to move into the lungs, this oxygen to be absorbed, and any toxins to be released, anything you no longer need, anything that no longer serves you. And just see if you can breathe even deeper. Can you allow that inhale to become larger in size? And if you want a more intense experience, you can breathe in through your mouth, which is not something I would recommend in everyday life. This is really just to get more energy unfiltered into your system. Now, if you already feel highly energized, if you're already feeling a lot, you can keep breathing in through the nostrils and out through your mouth. Keep that breath connected. And just notice anywhere in your body where you feel any resistance. You can bring your breath there. Let go of judgments. Let go of concepts. If any thoughts take you out, you might notice that you stop breathing. This is when we disconnect from life, from reality, from presence. So come back. Each breath is a new opportunity to reconnect in a much deeper way. More ready, more awakened. So whatever drags you down, whatever feels heavy, just release it. Let go. You can even move your body. You can shake out your hands if you feel any tension. You can roll your shoulders. You can move your spine. You can rotate your spine. Whatever feels appropriate right now. Whatever your body favors, let it happen. We can't breathe wrong. Everything points at something. Every way that we breathe, even if it's strained, allows us to connect to those parts that call for our attention, that call for our love. So reconnect to those parts that lay dormant. That have somehow disappeared into the shadows, into forgetfulness. And if you feel tired, or if you feel kind of sluggish, you can start to breathe a little faster. And just notice that if we live in a world where our attention is drawn to all these different things, it is very likely that our nervous system deals with a lot of stress, that we are dysregulated. And sometimes we feel that tiredness when we start this kind of breathing. Emotions start to come up. Tensions or pains start to show up. So just be kind with yourself, bring the breath there, allow it. This is just one phase where the body goes, ooh, my chance to show up, to show what is happening, to receive attention, to receive that care. So you can actually breathe through any of these inner walls. You can let them become transparent. You can let them become porous. You can let them become light-filled. So use your imagination. Use this breath like a sweeping brush to breathe out any stress that has remained in your system, that has not metabolized yet back into energy. Notice that this gravitational pull is helping you to release, let go of that weight. Reconnect to earth, feel it. Feel her presence. This feminine earth body, Mother Earth. This nurturing, unconditional acceptance, receiving us. And letting this breath of spirit, of this divine spirit, infused with this earth body, bringing light into it, letting every cell receive this light, receive this oxygen, receive this information and welcoming back to aliveness. Letting yourself awaken to this moment with all of you. Everything is welcome into this space. Remembering your intention. This is the space where you can make peace with this part, person, or circumstance that up until now you perceived as challenging. Keeping that breath going, keeping that breath flowing. Notice which part of your body resonates with this challenge. And connecting to this intelligence within your body. Where your body is tapped into this intelligent field of nature. Noticing what has moved into polarization, where there is a too much and a not enough. Again, you can use movement if you feel stuck with anything. You can allow this breath more fully, receiving inspiration. Receiving insight, receiving clarity, dissolving everything back into this flow. Neutralizing. That perception of a polarity. And notice that there's nothing to fix. Nothing to figure out. Simply let it go with the exhale. Reconnect back with your essence. With your light, with your lightness. Allowing this breath to teach you how to self-regulate. When you want more energy, really bring it in with that inhale, receive it, open to it. Then let go. That go what you learned. Let go what you already know. Be ready to let go of all that you've known. Die to that which is known. And awaken. Awaken to see the bigger picture, where all parts come together. Where you can be unconditionally present to what is. In this timeless space of now. Where there's nothing to prove. Deepening your trust in what is. Becoming available to it. And giving it over to your body to release. Your body knows how to self-regulate, self-heal. It may happen through tears, through movement, through one breath, through a different rhythm, a new alignment, a calibration. And gently start to become aware of your body in that space which surrounds you. Keeping your eyes closed. Becoming aware of your senses. Feeling the outline of your body, perhaps the temperature or a slight breeze. Noticing a smell. The sound as it moves through your body. Where it resonates. Noticing behind closed eyelids the shapes and hues. And then gently start to move your body again. Bringing back some conscious movement, maybe just your fingers and toes, or maybe a stretch. When you're ready, you can start to open your eyes. And instead of coming out of this space, include your senses into it. Remaining in this expanded state of awareness and including the perception of an inner and outer space. So there are the words of peace, expansion, unity, accepting what is, back to my essence, healing, presence, finding me. And it's so powerful to breathe together, to come together as a community and breathe together. And I don't know when we forgot to do this, when humanity forgot to breathe together, to remind each other of the power that exists, that we can connect to with every breath. When we start to disconnect, when we start to think harder, when we try harder, to just simply take a breath, let it go and see what else wants to happen. It really is that simple. It's that simple that our minds just can't wrap themselves around it. We need to feel it. We need to experience it to believe it. So I would like to open up the space to question and answers.
Thank you so much, Monika. Wow. Yeah. My word was unity, because you're right. There's that polarity. And yeah, I wrote lots of notes again. I'm really enjoying these sessions, even for myself. Yeah, the way we breathe is just the way that we live. That was pretty powerful. Yeah, and inhalation being a birth as well. So, you can create a new moment at any time just by a good, mindful breath work. Yeah, and I love the wisdom keepers in terms of menopause time and community and a deep cleansing and a restructuring. Yeah, resurgence, like all those sorts of things. Beautiful, but we've got some lovely messages here. I could see everyone was dropping into the session so nicely.
And I know sometimes it's very tempting to just want to remain in that space and just feel it and feel this expansion without talking or without interacting with the world.
Yeah, savoring it.
Yet questions are the answers, because it draws us deeper into exploring. It allows us to really melt back into this mystery and find out more about who we are, what we're here to explore, to experience.
Thank you so much, Monika. That was wonderful.